Hey there, all my Fast Track superheroes. I hope everybody's doing great, staying safe and staying healthy. This is Colton here from JSIL again, continuing with our Fast Track Transition Services videos. So today, unlike last time we talked about like resumes and cover letters and how to do them, now we're going to do the actual application process for applying for jobs. So now, a lot of this can be kind of confusing at times, and sometimes it can be really straightforward. So what I'm going to be doing is going through a basic list, kind of an actual application that I'll link in the description below so you can follow along if you want. So really for applications, it's really just looking for the same information and that maybe you put on your resume, as well as maybe some different things, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So a lot of them, though, we'll start by saying we are an equal opportunity employer and is committed to excellence through diversity. So essentially what that means is they do their best to hire minority groups such as African Americans, Hispanics, also with people with disabilities as well. And they can't discriminate against you because you have or you are part of any of these minority groups. So that's important to know. If you feel maybe that you weren't hired for a job because maybe you have a disability or you're a different race than white, hey, that's an issue that we can talk about later, or you can contact me and we can figure that out as well. But anyway, so a lot of times you can either print the application, sometimes they're paper, sometimes they're online. It just really depends on the business that you're working with or wanting to apply for, and things like that. So now we're just going to kind of go through the different things that are on the application. So really the first thing you're going to hit is your personal information. Now, it may kind of seem kind of weird, but it's whatever. So they'll ask for your name, as well as your address, which is like what city or what street you live on, the name of the street, number of your house, as well as the city you live in, the state you live in, and your zip code. Then it's going to ask for a phone number. So this can be like a home phone number, or it also can be your cell phone or mobile number. Also, if you have an email address, you can put that on there as well, because they may ask for that as well. Then it's going to ask you, are you a U.S. citizen? Now, this is just because in the U.S., nobody can, if you are not a U.S. citizen, they won't be able to hire you, unfortunately. But, so they'll put a little check mark, yes or no. Fine. And it says, the next one is, have you ever been convicted of a felony? Now, this is just for people that do, if they do a background check, or depending on the job you do, some jobs won't allow you to have a criminal record or to work in that facility. So be honest with them, say, hey, I do or I don't. As well as the next one, if you're selected for maybe working there, doing a drug screen. So a drug screen is whenever you go and get tested for any kind of drug, whether that's marijuana, THC, ecstasy, different kinds of drugs that you may ingest. Because a lot of places now will do drug screens because they don't want to hire somebody that is under the influence of any kind of drugs. So then that's really kind of all the personal information. Now we're going to move into the position. So a lot of times it would be a generic application, so it'll be blank and they not necessarily have the job you're looking for filled in. So you may say the position you're applying for. So whatever that position is. When are you available to start? Are you available to start like tomorrow, or you can't until like maybe you have to give your other job 2 weeks? Something like that. Then they'll ask you your desired pay. Now, this has always been a really tricky question, even for me, of what I want to get paid. Granted, they're going to pay you whatever they feel is right, but if you put it too high, they won't even look at your application. So you kind of got to go with, look at what are people making now and what are my skills. Are you just doing minimum wage? Okay, fine, cool. That's great. And then the last part of like the position thing is employment desires. Or do you want to work full-time, which is 40 hours a week? Part-time, which is really like 20 to 40 hours a week? Or seasonal or temporary. So some places are like amusement parks may only really be open during the summer. So you would do like a summer job type thing. Next, education. So education is, it'll be similar to what's on your resume. So it's going to ask for your school name. They did. So if you just graduated high school, cool. Okay, if you've been to college, put that. It'll ask your location. Where is it at? What state it's in? If it's in Illinois, great. What years you attended there? What degree you received, and what was your major, or especially for colleges, as well as that. And then that's kind of the education. You can put as much education as you have on there. The next one is your references. References, a lot of times they will ask for 3 references, and these really can't be your family members. They have to be people you've either worked with or maybe some good friends you've had some good experience with, and things like that, that will say good things about you as well. And then, and the next kind of thing that they'll ask for is your employment history. Now, your employment history is kind of all of your past jobs that you've worked. Now, that can be kind of tricky for a lot of people because sometimes you may have not even had a job. So what I would do is maybe I would do, if you have volunteer experience, like say you volunteered at PAWS or Humane Society or different things like that, put that on there and just say it was a volunteer basis. And then they can call them to ask for references as well. And a lot of places will call your past employers to see how you worked with the group you were in and if you were a decent employee. So the next one, kind of the last thing, is like a signature disclaimer. So it says, I certify that my answers are true and complete to the best of my knowledge. If this application leads to employment, I understand that false and misleading information in my application or interview may result in my release. So then they wouldn't hire you. So then you print your name, you date it, and then you sign it. So it's pretty much saying that whatever you just said was true. That's a very basic application. Sometimes they'll ask for why do you want this position or different things like that. So again, it's very basic. I'll attach it in the link below. Oh, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me as well. So, moving on to the superhero highlight of the week. This one is kind of familiar, or I hope to a lot of you, is Ant-Man. Ant-Man actually is a character in a lot of the Marvel universes that really, it's not really known if he has a disability or not, but it's speculated that he has a disability called dyslexia. This is where a lot of times his words and letters and numbers get flipped and kind of jumbled in his head. It's very difficult for him to read. So kind of why it relates to applications is you have to be able to fill it out correctly. And if you necessarily can't fill it out correctly, you can always ask for help. I'll say maybe a family member, or maybe if you have a personal assistant or a homemaker or somebody, have them help you with the application. Don't just struggle with it and guess. You want to make yourself look great on this application, so ask for help if you need it, and if it comes and you get hired, you need to talk to your boss about it as well. So that's kind of where that is, and really it's kind of a smaller thing, and it's not really verified that he does have dyslexia, but it's a common occurrence that you see in like the comic books and the TV series and different things like that. So yeah, I hope everybody is having a great day, great week, great month, whatever, and I always want to remind you guys to always look on the upside, and I'll see you in the next video.